Last night in New York City, my home city, city I grew up in, city I live in, like many cities around the country, there was both a curfew and also a large peaceful protest that was happening after the curfew. The peaceful protest then descended into violence, not because of the protesters, but because the NYPD started beating people. This is what that moment looked like. All right. I started getting reports of this and seeing this on Twitter. And I got to say, we've all seen a million videos and snapshots on social media throughout all of this unrest in different permutations and from different political perspectives. And it's always a really good idea to not just take, the 20 seconds, the 30 seconds you see as complete face value and telling you the whole story. But in this case, this is not just snapshots on camera phones. It's first-person account after first-person account of people who were there and journalists there to document the protest, including one photographer who was beaten with a baton while taking pictures. In fact, the public advocate of the city of New York, Jumaane Williams, was present at the protest and live streaming. New York Times reporter Ali Watkins, who was following the crowd and documented the peaceful protest and march in Brooklyn that was pushed back by a line of police into a wall of more officers. A single, apparently empty water bottle was thrown toward the police line, and then, quote, batons started coming out. Perhaps the most infuriating aspect of this entire debacle of cops descending violently on peaceful protesters, as opposed to just letting the protest die by attrition, a strategy used in this city and others, is the mayor of New York City and the governor of New York State went before reporters today to gaslight the public, all of us, into believing that we did not see what we all saw. That the witnesses are not telling the truth about police beating protesters with their batons. Mayor de Blasio was asked about it this morning.
A lot of folks can see on video the use of batons, protesters who are being asked to leave being hit with batons. Wondering what you think about that and whether you condone that type of police behavior.
There was some peaceful protest, overwhelmingly peaceful, certainly throughout the day and into the night. A lot of restraint from the NYPD overall. I have not seen the videos you refer to or seen those accounts, but if there's anything that needs to be reviewed, it will be.
So there was some peaceful protest. I haven't seen the accounts. And then that was the mayor being asked about that. This is footage shot in Manhattan last night. It appears to show NYPD officers just striking a person on a bicycle as onlookers recorded the scene while stuck in traffic. They are aghast, by the way. And then other officers joined. So there's 4 people beating this one guy on his bike. And then for his part, the governor of New York took such umbrage to the suggestion police would use a baton on innocent protesters, like the videos we all saw, that he called the question itself a partisan attack.
Do you think there's any sensible police officer who believes their job is bludgeoning a peaceful person with a baton? See, it's that kind of incendiary rhetoric that it's not a fact. It's not a fact. It's not even an opinion. That is a hyper-partisan rhetorical attack. Police bludgeon peaceful protesters with batons for no reason. That's not a fact. They don't do that.
It is a fact. It is very much a fact. They do that. Tablet magazine reporter Armin Rosen, maybe he's lying. Maybe he's making it up. Maybe he's a figment of all of our imagination, Governor. He said, cops clubbed me and took my bike. This despite him wearing a helmet that said press. Oh, it's not a fact? They don't do that? Videos have been appearing on Twitter from protests in New York City after the past week showing police using batons on protesters. If all this is what it looks like, and based on eyewitness accounts from credible people and reporters, oh yeah, look at that. It sure appears to be what it looks like. There must be consequences for the police officers and the people that command and supervise them.